Good morning. Welcome to your Real Food Wisdom Weekly Roundup. The idea behind these videos is to offer you some suggestions about what's in season, what you can buy, what you might find in the shops, what I'm cooking, some tips and tricks to aid you on your food journey with food. So firstly, before I talk about food, I want to talk about shame, because shame is massive with food. We have this wonderful, beautiful, incredible, abundant offering when it comes to food. Taste, health, colour, interest, culture, togetherness, just endless. It's wonderful. And I think that the culture of food is often around shame. What are you eating? Don't eat this, do eat that, become less, da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da, and it's exhausting. So this week, if you notice any feelings of shame around food, just stop them in their tracks. Nope. I can choose to make good decisions with my food. I can choose to have a healthy relationship with food. And I see you, shame, and I know you're trying to help me, because that's what shame is really trying to do. It's trying to make sense of things. I see you're trying to help me, but I don't need you anymore. So you can replace these feelings or these thoughts with more kind of helpful psychological thoughts. And rather than try to push it away, which really just kind of makes it stronger, you can just say, it's okay, I don't need you. It's cool, I got this. So what's in season? So many things are in season. Broad beans are at their peak. Broad beans are a much underused, lovely little bean. You can boil them and then mash them with garlic and lemon and chili and have as a little side dip. You can parboil them and then saute them. You can put them in soups. You can put them in stews. You can have them as a side. You could even crisp them up with like little pieces of bacon or like chili and lovely stuff like that. So they're at their peak. They'll also be quite cheap. What's kind of coming out of season is asparagus. So the asparagus is a wonderful vegetable and it grows in the spring, and it's a perennial, which means that it keeps coming back year after year for about 20 to 25 years. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to grow. And it is seasonal. So we're just coming to the end of our British season with asparagus. So I would be looking to not use something like asparagus in my cooking. And it does mean that you have to wait quite a long time to then use it again, i.e. like after Christmas next year. Or maybe even later, maybe sort of like March next year. But what it does is that when you start eating these things again, you're like, this is amazing. Oh my God, I'm so grateful. And the way I like in kind of seasonal eating is kind of, you know, when it comes to winter and you put your bubble hat on and you're like, yay, I'm all cozy, I've got my bubble hat, this is lush. Or you've got your boots on, or you've got your, you know, you layer up, you've got your knits and everything like that. You wouldn't wear that in the summer because it's not necessary. And you wouldn't wear like light denim in the winter. You have this change of seasons, and when you go with it, you really appreciate the food when you're eating it. It's like, this is great, because you know you're only going to have it for a certain amount of time. So avoid things like asparagus. When you're buying food, if you've got a number of different options of food, so for example, carrots, just check where they're coming from. Carrots is probably a bad example, but often in a supermarket you'll have like 3 or 4 different types of a vegetable. To all intents and purposes they're quite similar, but some will have come from the UK and Europe, and some will have come from like South America. I am not kidding. Just look on the back of the packet and see where it's come from. With regards to carrots, like Sainsbury's are doing some amazing organic carrots at the moment with their tops on. And even Elijah at the dinner table the other day was like, oh, mummy, these carrots are very sweet. They're floral and lovely and delicious. Really, really, and not expensive. They're just wonderful. Just have them raw. They're great. If you do choose to eat meat, here's a little tip about chicken. So last week I bought an organic chicken. It is quite expensive to buy organic meat. It was about £15-16 for one chicken, which on the face of it sounds like it's really expensive. However, we had a roast dinner, number one meal. The next day I made a chicken lasagna, and a chicken lasagna is a wonderful thing to make. It's very, very easy. You just take leftover roast chicken, you make like a bechamel sauce, which essentially is just like milk, cheese, flour, salt and pepper. And then you cook up the chicken in like whatever vegetables you want. Always have a member of the allium family if you can eat alliums. Alliums are things like garlic, leeks, onions. Always have that because it gives it that sweet, lovely allium flavour. And then just add what you've got: carrots, celery, swede, broccoli even. Fry that all off firstly, soften it, add your chicken, and then add that to your bechamel sauce. It sounds like it's a bit of a faff, but once you get used to doing these things, it's really not. You just fit it into your life. And then you've got a huge lasagna. So I had a huge lasagna, 2 or 3 portions of that were eaten. The rest of that went in the freezer, which will probably give me about another 4 meals. Then I've still got loads of leftover chicken. So what I did next is I made a soup. I boiled the bones, and that's bone broth. You know, we see all of this like trendy stuff. Bone broth, yeah, buy that. No, just boil your fucking chicken and you've got bone broth. It's like all these fads. We've known this for centuries. All of these things that we've been doing, we've already known it. We just need to own it, get back to it. So then I made a soup out of the chicken, the leftover chicken and the bones and everything like that. And it filled like 3 or 4 huge glass containers like that. So that'll provide lunch for like 4 or 5 days in the future. That's all frozen. So out of one chicken that costs about £15, I have made probably 10, 11, 12 portions meals. And it's really delicious. And also I feel like I don't want to be eating antibiotics. Thank you very much. I choose not to eat a massive amount of meat. I probably eat about 20% meat, 80% vegetables and legumes and fish and stuff like that. But the meat that I do eat, I really enjoy. And when you buy things and you spend a lot of money on them, you're more likely to really honour it. And when you honour something, you really have a good relationship with it. And also, if you spend £15 on a chicken, you're like, I'm not just going to fucking throw that away. I'm going to eat the chicken. So it kind of forces you to do really great things with that chicken. And there's no antibiotics. It's been roaming around. It's been given an organic feed. And I like to support organic farmers. So there we go, 8 minutes. Oh my gosh. If you've made this far, well done. I don't even know if Instagram will post this long. So there's just some tips and tricks, seasonal things. One last thing I wanted to say. If you, a convenience food that I do use are tacos, like the hard shell tacos. They're made from corn and oil, that's it. There's nothing else in it. You can get them in like Sainsbury's. They're like £1 for like 12. And then you fill them with all sorts of lovely things. You could use leftover chicken, fry off some onions, put some sour cream in it, put some chili in it. You could do prawns, you could do like fish, you could batter fish, little pieces of fish and put it in there. You could do tofu, all sorts of stuff, just great, really easy, really tasty, looks good as well. Kids love it. Tacos, oh, crunchy, nice. So there we go. I hope this is helpful. Sorry if I've gone on a little bit. If you've made it this far, well done. And please let me know what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and what you find difficult about your food journey, because that helps me to then think about what I'm able to